Oh my god, this guy is living dangerously here. What is this? But you're like hanging by a single toe. Are you okay, Fregory? Do you need to talk? Hello tasty people, my name is Lex and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, for the last couple of days I've been basically running around these abandoned mineshafts scattered across the mesa looking for some sort of a spider spawner that I can utilize to start mass producing potions of weakness for my own medicine, of course. And I found one. This one in particular. It seems a little bit completely bonkers to just be on the surface like that. I wish it was a little bit closer to my actual base, but I'm fine with it being here. I'm that serious when I'm saying this is the funniest mineshaft I ever seen. For a multitude of reasons. One of those is just these treasure minecarts sitting right on top of the rails, just in the open. Oh my god, this one even has diamonds in it. That's amazing! Man, Minecraft is such a hard game, I have no idea how people play it. And look at that, there's another one just 2 steps away. I don't think these two are within the exact spawner reach, but I'm pretty sure they are within the approximate one. No, look, I've heard about surface spawners, but surface double spawners? This is kind of ridiculous. Well, regardless, I didn't think we would be doing the cave spider spawner farm just yet today. I was actually hoping to get down with something different. You see, my friend, it's been a little bit of a great white whale of mine, and it's been eating at me for quite a while. Oh my god, an enchanted apple! I'm telling you, this mineshaft, utterly bizarre. And now if only we get an enchanted potion of weakness, we could get ourselves an enchanted zombie villager cured. No, what I was saying is, it's been a little bit of a grand white whale of mine that I cannot figure out potion brewing in Minecraft. I actually really do enjoy potions, and I do remember I have most recipes memorized, but it's not enough for me to just have the potions made myself. I want to mass produce them, and there's a little bit of an issue with trying and doing that. See, automated potion brewing is much like automated smelting using a furnace. Take from the furnace, if you put a hopper down below it, you can feed into the furnace if you put a hopper over top it, you can feed into the smelt, if you put it to a side, like this coal right here. And all of these mechanics actually are mirrored in the way a brewing stand interacts with hoppers. A hopper below will take the water bottle out, a hopper from a side will put the water bottle in, and a hopper up top will put in whatever ingredients you want. Also, bonus point, blaze powder also goes into this here side hopper. The problem, however, is that if you put something to smelt into the furnace, then the smelted material is gonna end up down below into the item hopper. Whereas if you want to brew something, it is not enough to just put an ingredient up here and water bottles down here. Because as you can tell, the water bottles will disappear before you know it. Where did they go, you ask? Well, they went to the item hopper. Because the item hopper down below does not really differentiate between a potion already smelted and a potion not even started. And that's been a hurdle for absolute eons for me. Naturally, there is something to be done about this. This is not an issue that we as a Minecraft, community have not yet figured out. It's very clear that we can just lock the hopper underneath and let the potions sear into there. We just need some kind of a timer that for us is gonna wait for all the potions to process and then unload them into the hopper below. We also might want to put it in a dissonance, so on the opposite values, with this hopper up here, because, well, we wouldn't want it to put in new water bottles when we haven't taken out the old ones yet. So I guess this torch is gonna be blocking this item hopper instead. And this hopper is gonna be blocked off by the master lever right now. This is just to ensure that they're on the opposite sides. So, when this is locked, new potions are coming in. When this is unlocked, new potions are not coming in. All we need to do is hook this lever to some sort of a timer and we'll be golden. Now there's another whole thing about brewing potions naturally, and that is putting in the ingredients. In our case we only really need 2 of them. The fermented spider eyes and the gunpowder. And the trick with that is that we can actually put them in a particular order if we want, as long as we position them in this hopper up top in an already necessary order. Here, check this out. I have this hopper blocked right now, so it basically just gonna go this, this, and this, which is not how potion of weakness is made. There we go, that's more like it. And now, as soon as we take out this torch and then pull it out of the hopper it's on, you can see that the ingredients are feeding in one after another. The problem with this then is that we can't just pile the ingredients in stacks larger than 1, because if we put another fermented spider eye in here, it's not gonna go here, it's not gonna go in these spots. It is gonna go instantly into the thing here. And we don't want that. We don't want that one bit. So we need some sort of a system that's only gonna deliver materials one by one in the right order into this brewing stand, which I think we can figure out yet. See, we could point these as droppers into the system and then just hope that they're gonna do everything right. The problem though is that this will actually require some fiddling with time. We need to make sure that the first ingredient goes in before the second one, all that kind of stuff. It's basically not the best. What I say we take advantage of is the fact that hoppers already have a sequentiality to them. Meaning that I suggest we just do this and point the droppers into here. I said into the hoppers, you idiot. So something like that. And then we just gonna redstone signal these. Give you material A, give you material B, power you with redstone. And would you look at that? The final hopper has them in the right order. Because of course it does. Because these cannot skip a line when they're feeding into the primary one. And then we can go as far as reading from the droppers if they have anything in them, and then locking the entire system out so that it doesn't continue brewing without one of the ingredients missing. We can make it so that the ingredients are also auto-filtered into the right dropper and everything. All in all, this is like a fairly easy to set up thing, as long as you know how to set up a timer that will flick this lever for you repeatedly. Which would be the hard part ultimately. There is actually an alternative approach which is also pretty fun, and that is when you just have a brewing stand for every ingredient you're adding, and you send a single potion in upwards and it just kinda cascades into the final version. This is a lot of fun. I don't want to do this, because it's a hassle. No. It sounds complicated, okay? I really don't want to figure it out. So, I had to fiddle quite a bit, but check this out. We got this impulse system that checks out every 40 seconds or so. Then we have a pulse lengthener to enlarge the pulse that goes from this torch. Then this unlocks this hopper but locks this one, and at the same time dispenses new ingredients into this hopper from these 2 droppers, which is exactly what we want. I am very excited for this to work, naturally. However, here's a conundrum. I do want to feed into these droppers using hoppers, but also I want to scan them using redstone comparators. But also I need some sort of area for them to still receive redstone power themselves. So I need this block to be occupied with redstone, this block to be occupied by hoppers, and also this block again be occupied by comparators. That's just not gonna freaking work, okay? That's too many inputs and outputs. But here's a nuance that I just now discovered. And I mean, naturally, you probably knew this already. In this situation, right, where we have a torch and a redstone signal, naturally, and we have a comparator, will the comparator light up, is my question. Well, would you look at that? It did. But here's another question. Will it still light up after we put a chest up here? And look at that! It doesn't. So if a comparator can read through a wall, which I kind of tend to forget in general, but it's something the comparator can do. It usually can read a container through a wall. What I didn't know is that it also prioritizes the container if there is a redstone signal over it. Meaning that both of these dispensers, both of these droppers can still be read from using comparators if we just put it over here. And this is where it would go, by slow, wouldn't this redstone line interfere? And no, it won't. Because again, it prioritizes these guys. And that is just glorious. If one of these droppers is empty, then the entire redstone line here needs to be blocked away. You know, I can't help but feel that this entire system could have been probably a little bit smaller. And you know what? Yes, it absolutely could. It probably should. But only if I remove a lot of safety precautions that this system is currently running. For example, this thing will stop if it runs out of ingredients. This thing will stop if the chest with the results overflows. It auto-starts, it auto-stops, it does everything but the dishes. And the best part is that eventually we'll probably make one of these, but for fire-resist potions. So, let's give this one a go, shall we? See, this is where I thought that there would be like a really cool time-lapse bit, but then I realized that this entire thing is actually perfectly quiet and never even tells you what it's doing. Dance break? I have since been informed that the Fletcher villagers trade potion arrows. T-Storm has like 5 of them. Listen, I made this to make the potions for my own kind of drinking. I'm not gonna stab myself with the medicine, okay? I'm gonna smash my head open with the medicine bottle. Nom 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 nom. Delicious! My head hurts! Really though, I hope even though the practical application of this can be replaced with a single Fletcher villager, I hope you see the actual use of this entire scheme and me having figured it out. Because we can adapt this. This is just a baby version of it. Eventually, I really do want to maybe try selling potions, you know, mass-produced, for everybody else on the server. And that's when night vision, fire resist, healing, regeneration, all that kind of stuff is gonna come in real handy, as like, those are just things you cannot really stab yourself with. And to think about it, all of this last update could have been just replaced with a pointed dripstone. Well, they fixed that bug, so we'll have to deal with this for the time being. And the way we will be dealing with this is we need to actually put a building around it, because this is not necessarily aesthetically pleasing. We already have 3 points of access here now. This is the finished product. This up here is the area where you input the ingredients. That's right, I'm not putting the auto sorters just yet. And then I want to have a third layer up above, which just gonna be the water bottles. And speaking of water bottles, I actually do need to outline that there is an issue with this entire scheme, and that is that every time we empty the potion brewing stand, for some reason, the torch remains unlit or something or other. This hopper remains unblocked for 1 extra tick, and as a result, just 1 water bottle every time squeezes past. So 1/4 of this chest is gonna be just water bottles again. Which is not the worst issue, and I'm pretty sure in the future revisions of this concept, I will be able to fix it. But right now, I'm a little bit upset with this. It's fine, I still love you, but next time I'm gonna be building one of these, I'm fixing that, I'm ironing that bug out. So, I don't know about you, but right now I'm just gonna go listen to some podcasts and build a nice witch hut around this thing.
frogs did very briefly eat goats, which was apparently like a leftover bit of code that ended up staying in the beta release. So there are some very funny videos out there.
Yeah, that's a witch hut, isn't it? I mean, not really. I still like the design of this cabin, of this car, because you can still see the diagonalness of it, the tilt that it already has. It is nowhere near as tilted as the paint cards, naturally. But you know what? I think I managed to instill enough of its own shape, its own consistent shape, and of the bend of the rail into it, that it still works, and I am very happy with it. I think that this little witch hut cabin is really fitting for our little potiony place. Especially since we have 3 or 4 different compartments in it, where this is the ingredient hall, that there is the water bottle input area, and then down below is the collection area where, oh boy, I could cure a lot of zombie villagers right now. Or I could, you know, slurp myself. That's one of the 2 things. With this on our side, taming my zombie appetite is gonna be no issue. And look at that, this guy's still alive. I still haven't eaten him, so that should be progress. I'm still gonna hold out for some more visible changes if they're gonna occur. And hey, remember, we still have that enchanted golden apple. Maybe that's gonna come into play, I don't freaking know. But that's gonna be it for today, so thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been SlowXP, this has been Truly Bedrock. To be continued, have a good one, bye bye.